Sir.
So you're recording right now?
Yes,
So the
it
video
is.
is running.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
Hello, everybody. Hi. So guys, today, well, let's take a step back. The last 4 weeks, we've established a couple of really key parameters. One is defensively, how we're predominantly protecting us. We're utilizing bone structure, we're utilizing hand fighting, and we're utilizing footwork, right? To make sure that they, A, don't get our arms out of position, B, don't get it angled on us, and C, don't get any appendages isolated in too far of a direction. We then talked about destabilization principle. I'm trying to redistribute their weight. I'm trying to make their hands ideally touch the ground somewhere. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Sure. That's not distracting. And then finally we get into our escape principles. And a lot of our escape principles are taking advantage of either blocking a post and sending them in a direction where it would be difficult for them to prevent themselves from getting rolled, or getting weight so far off of one side of their body, so far off of one appendage, or particularly one leg, that I can put it inside a guard. Well, we just solved the mount, guys. Good job, everyone. Yeah? Yeah? We did it. We got him. Who's him? The mount. We got him. Well, unfortunately, generally speaking, when you wrestle somebody, they try to win. And that makes things hard. They try to stop you from doing stuff. And so what we're going to start focusing on, now that we kind of understand our primary tactical approach to getting out of the mount, is we're going to start adding a couple of what ifs on top of this. What if they do this? What if they do that? And the question is can we apply the same principles even if we're a little bit more out of position than as something as simple as they were just seated, I bridged, I made them post, and I recovered. Because that's kind of how we always learn the mount, right? Like we always learn mount escapes. They're seated up, they're postured, we bridge, they post, and then we either trap and roll them or elbow escape them right there, or we go for one and they give us the other, right? That's how everything tends to get taught. I think you all would agree that when you guys actually wrestle human beings trying to win, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's a little more dicey. They bring their hand right back. They don't necessarily go get tipped forward. So how can we deal with that? So we're kind of starting with like level 1 degree of resistance. The first thing we're going to address today is what if I can't break this person down? So Alex is on top of me in the mount, and I'm trying to bridge and make his hands touch the floor over my head, but what you're going to do is kind of bridge your hips back into me as I bridge. And he's going to kind of surf my bridge. Sorry? You can see I'm very frustrated. It's a challenge. Thank you. So what we have to remember here, guys, is that there are more spaces for his hands to go to the floor than above my head, right? So if I can't make his hands go above my head, it's usually because, again, his hips are actively involved in this mount fight, and as a result, his hips are going forward and his shoulders going backwards. So if I were to tell you for a second, let me get you out of here for just a moment. Alex, I want you to be on top of the visible bone of the mount, pick your hips up and push them forward, and lean your shoulders back. Does it make sense that the way that I would tip him would be forward? What's a good direction that might be? Like I can go backward, but his feet are in the way. So what might be a good direction? To the side. Boom. His hand posts. Right? Either his hand's going to post, or if I don't do it strong enough, his knee will widen out. Right. Usually his hand posts again. So that's what I'm going to do. Here, I'm in the mount. If I bridge and he surfs, I'm going to find his rib cage and tilt. And I just want his hand to go down. Does that make sense, guys? Sure. From here, my 2 feet are planting into the floor, and I'm doing a big sort of, I like to call this like a sonic spin dash shrimp, rather than like this, let me get out of here for just a moment. Rather than just your standard sort of folding shrimp, it's my 2 feet, and I kind of like rotate. So I get you, I'm trying to bridge and pull him over, he won't let me, I tip, and I spin dash out. From here, I have a couple of options. Number 1 is I swing my leg and I come up to my hand. And then I can work a technical stand-up. I actually have really good access to picking up this ankle and taking him over from there. So you just got to turn it into a single leg. So that's the simplest option right there. Number 2 is I reinsert a guard. So again, I'm bridging, he's surfing a tip, and then this one I don't actually necessarily have to shrimp away from. My elbow wedge is inside, I shrimp a tiny bit, and I rotate. And I'm right here to my single leg X. If you're doing ankle locks, if you're an upper belt, you're working your knee reach to your heel hooks is a really good entry to heel hook. Like you see how vulnerable he is to this knee reach. My foot would be going to the armpit to wedge that tight. You can ask Alex, that's already pressure on the knee. That's for the upper belts. For you guys, lower belts, just stay here and then extend the leg to drop his hips forward and hold the foot. You could like then kick it for self-defense, high percentage. As we all know, heels are very vulnerable to injury.
Lift the heel, run away.
Lift the heel, run away. Alternatively, similar concept. I'm bridging, he's serving, I tip. I could just bring my shins in the way and get to a butterfly. That's where I want to be. You start trying to trap this post, pull him in, and so on and so forth. Do you want to see that?
Yes, please.
Grab Don, can you grab? You know what's funny is you haven't been here for like 2 weeks, so I'm like used to grabbing other people, but you're like, Don's here. So I'm here, so number one, he's gonna kind of surf the wave when I try to bridge him, to not let himself get tipped forward. Which is good, it stops him from getting tipped forward, but, and I just want to illustrate this point one more time. Be natural, like don't surf your hips forward. And don't let me tip you over. You can kind of stop that if his hips are back. You can kind of press his hips against it. But if I try to bridge him up and he surfs, I can kind of tip him from there. Does that make sense, guys? From here, option one, shoot my hips far away, swing up. I'm going to make a note about my arm positioning there in a second. But get up, grab the ankle, take him over, and get on top. It's 1, 2, bridge, tip, right? Shrimp a little just to get on my side. Elbow wedges on the inside, and I swing one knee through the middle. You guys see that? One knee through the middle, outside foot over top, and I rotate. So along the side. Upper belt, shake and heel hook stuff. Lower belt, I just want you to push them away. And get up. And then last one is just bring both knees in the middle and get to butterfly. We'll make one more note real fast. And we'll make it gently, much tighter. When you push them to the side, some of you will be tempted. Some of you likely have been told to, and I'm going to use a phrase quote, build up to base. And building up to base means taking your elbow here and pushing yourself up. Do not ever, 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 ever do this. Do not do this. This is like super bad for your shoulder. If I told you right now that as I was coming up to my elbow in this moment, that Ben was going to jump over here and land like a Hulk Hogan leg drop on my shoulder in this spot, would you agree that my shoulder would be absolutely ruined? Okay? I like to call it, I won't take much time on this, but I like to adhere to what I call the Hulk Hogan principle, which is that if you can't do something for 20 years straight once a day without ruining your body, don't do that thing. Okay? Hulk Hogan dropped a leg drop for 20 years straight and his spine is ruined. Right? So his finisher should have been a clothesline. The point is, if you can't, this is not good for your body. So when I'm trying to get up to my elbow, instead of like putting it at this awkward angle and building up, I'm going to put my weight towards my waist and swing and then elbow straight back. Does that make sense, guys? Be mindful of doing, like, to do this right. So let me grab it one more time. I'm here. I'm trying to make his hands post. He won't let me. I tip. I shrimp away. And then I swing my leg to take my elbow straight back. And then I'm up. And then I'm here. And then I'm like, stomping. Does that make sense, guys? Excellent. Part number out. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.